Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show where plunge into a whole stack of sources to bring you those incredible nuggets of knowledge.
That's right.
And today we're setting our sights on the heart of traditional South Korea. You know, the place often pictured with ancient Hanok houses, centuries of history.
And amazing food, definitely.
Absolutely can't forget the food. We are talking about Jeonju Hanok Village.
It really is a captivating place. It blends these really profound historical roots with a surprisingly vibrant, almost modern pulse sometimes.
Yeah, and our sources for this deep dive, I mean, we've got everything from personal travel blogs, official guides, historical accounts.
Even a Wikipedia entry thrown in there.
Right, and they paint this rich, multi-layered, and frankly, sometimes quite unexpected picture.
Unexpected is definitely a good word for it.
Yeah, because our mission today is really to cut through those, polished images. We want to uncover the real essence of this iconic destination.
Explore the history, understand the sort of modern commercial side.
Exactly, and help you, the listener, navigate your expectations so you can truly appreciate what Jeonju Hanok Village offers. So, let's dig in.
Let's do it.
So, when you first think of Jeonju Hanok Village, what comes to mind? Probably that picture-perfect, sort of serene, traditional haven, right?
That's the common image, yeah.
And it is impressive in scale. We're talking over 700, maybe 800 beautiful traditional Korean Hanok houses. It's quite a sight.
It truly is. And what's really striking, I think, is how deep the history goes. Jeonju was once the capital of the Hubei Kingdom.
Yeah.
Way back in the 900s.
Wow, okay.
And maybe even more significantly, it was revered as the spiritual capital of the Joseon dynasty. That's Korea's last royal dynasty.
And why was that?
Because the Yi royal family, the rulers, they actually originated from Jeonju. That's why you hear it called the ground of more than 1,000 years history.
Ah, that makes sense.
And it wasn't just spiritual, it also had a critical administrative role. It governed the entire Jeoldo area.
The whole region.
Yeah, including Jeju Island, actually.
So, okay, that's the grand, centuries-old backdrop. But here's where the sources, they threw me a bit of a curveball.
Oh, how so?
Because the initial impression for some travelers isn't quite that quaint village they might have pictured. One source, a traveler, described it not as a quiet haven, but as a bustling town.
Right.
With Hanoks, and get this, decked out in advertisements and signs. That's a real aha moment, isn't it?
It creates this fascinating, almost surreal juxtaposition. You'll see visitors renting traditional Korean hanboks, the dresses,
You see that everywhere.
and posing for photos, often right against a backdrop of modern billboards. Or imagine a beautiful historic Hanok house, but it's like selling kebabs and macaroni.
Bobs in a Hanok.
Exactly. This stark contrast between the, deeply traditional and the overtly commercial, that's something you definitely encounter.
Okay.
And it even extends to the accommodations in Hanok stays. While lots of them can be charming, some maybe don't offer the same level of, let's say, personalized hospitality or comfort, like those intricate tea ceremonies or really cozy bedding that you might find in maybe Japanese ryokan.
Right. Different expectations, perhaps.
Yeah, we've seen accounts mentioning uncomfortable futon beds or even issues like mold or service feeling a bit impersonal. It leads some visitors to actually prefer modern hotels just outside the village core.
Kebabs and macarons in a Hanok. That image really sticks with you. It highlights that incredible contrast. So what do you think is the driving force behind that? How did this unique village, this blend of old and new, even come to be?
Well, the origin story of the Jeonju Hanok village, as we mostly see it today, is pretty remarkable. And it gives crucial context. It largely formed around the 1930s.
Oh, that recent, relatively.
Relatively, yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like a natural development. It was a deliberate, quite powerful response by Koreans
A response to what?
to the significant expansion of Japanese influence and settlement in Jeonju. This was after the 1905 Ilsa Treaty, which, really curtailed Korea's sovereignty under Japanese pressure.
Okay, right.
So this village became this vibrant expression of ethnic pride, a stark architectural contrast to the Japanese styles that were becoming common elsewhere in the city.
Wow. So it was intentional.
Very much so. And this context is vital because it shows the village was born from this act of cultural preservation and, frankly, defiance. Which kind of explains its current struggle, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, how do you maintain that original ethnic pride, that authenticity, when you're facing these overwhelming commercial pressures today.
It's a tough balance.
Yeah.
And you can actually see traces of this history if you look closely, right?
You can. Some Hanoks, especially along the main street, Taisho Row, show subtle Japanese architectural influences. Or sometimes they're actually more modern constructions, just built with traditional-looking facades to, fit the aesthetic.
Which leads us straight into this central point of discussion, what a lot of sources call the commercialization controversy.
Hmm.
Lots of criticism points to excessive commercialization, even gentrification. And we're talking real issues like increased noise, major parking hassles,
Yeah.
and severe traffic congestion. Some sources say travel times near the old downtown can be like 10 times longer on weekends.
It gets incredibly busy.
And naturally, rise in food and hotel costs are also a big concern for visitors and maybe locals, too.
Absolutely. The impact has been tangible. And it directly challenges that original intent, that idea of ethnic pride we talked about.
Wow.
Well, there's been a really noticeable replacement. Traditional tea houses, genuine handicraft workshops. They're increasingly being replaced by tons of small food and beverage shops, modern souvenir stores.
Yeah, the character changes.
It does, and it raises that important question. How do you keep the village authentic when apparently over half of its commercial spots opened after 2013?
It's a huge percentage in a short time.
It's a huge shift. It's a tension lots of historical sites around the world are grappling with, preserving the past versus adapting to modern tourism.
Has the city tried to do anything?
They have. The city's trying to manage it. For instance, back in 2015, they actually considered banning skewer shops.
Like the kebab places.
Exactly. They labeled them fast food that didn't align with traditional culture. But they eventually retracted the ban.
Oh, why?
After agreements were made for improvements, things like proper waste disposal, and a promise of no new skewer shops opening up. Sort of a compromise.
It's clearly a struggle. Jeonju seems to be wrestling with its identity, and this really comes into focus when you look at the conflicting info around Jeonju's slow city status.
Yes, the slow city designation.
The village itself was designated an international slow city back in 2010.
That's correct. But here's the nuance, and it's important. While the Hanok village itself lost that specific designation in 2025,
Okay.
the entire city of Jeonju was designated a slow city in 2016.
The whole city. So what does that mean practically?
It means Jeonju, as a whole, is aiming for a slower pace, for cultural preservation on a broader citywide scale.
Wow.
But
Mm.
it still begs the question, doesn't it? Can a really bustling tourist hotspot, drawing millions of visitors, truly embody the spirit of a slow city?
Yeah, that feels like a contradiction.
It's an ongoing debate about its tourism model, really. It pushes us to think about what kind of city Jeonju truly wants to be in the long run.
And while that whole debate unfolds, it's crucial to remember that beneath all this, evolving identity, the village is still a treasure trove of incredible history.
Absolutely essential to remember that.
So let's pivot a bit. Let's explore some of the major landmarks that really anchored Jeonju's special character. These aren't just dots on a map. They're like physical anchors of its identity.
Chapters in Korea's story.
Exactly. First up, Gyeonggujeon. This is a really significant site. It enshrines the portrait of King Tayo.
The founder of the Joseon dynasty.
Right. Built way back in 1410, a national treasure. Plus, it has this beautiful bamboo forest that's like all over Instagram.
It's very photogenic. And just a short walk from there, you find Jeonju Cathedral.
The church.
Yeah, completed in 1914. It's this striking Romanesque and Byzantine-style church built right on the spot where Korea's first Catholic martyr died.
Wow, that's powerful history.
It is. And it offers this stark, beautiful Western architectural contrast right within the Hanok village.
Quite unique. What else?
Then there's Jeonju Hangyo. It's a Confucian temple and school. Dates back to 1354. It's supposed to be particularly stunning in autumn.
Why autumn?
The ginkgo trees, they turn this incredible, vibrant yellow. Just picturing that yellow against the traditional wood, it gives you chills.
Oh, I bet. That sounds amazing.
It's the kind of image you remember from a trip,
Definitely. And for those classic rooftop views.
You want Olmuk Day and Imuk Day. These are elevated viewpoints. King Tayo supposedly celebrated a big victory there. You get those iconic shots of the Hanok rooftops against the modern city skyline.
Nice. Any other key spots?
Don't miss Pundam Gate. It's the last remaining gate of Jeonju's ancient city wall, another national treasure. And finally, the restored Jeolla Gemyeong is worth seeing that was a major administrative center during the Joseon dynasty.
So much history packed in there.
And beyond just seeing these places, Jeonju offers a ton of really immersive cultural experiences.
Like what?
Well, the hanbok rental is incredibly popular. You dress up in traditional Korean clothes, wander around.
Feeling like part of the scenery.
Exactly. You feel part of its history. And you can also dig into traditional crafts. There's the traditional Hanji Center, that's Korean paper.
Oh yeah, Hanji.
And surprisingly, they produce like 80% of their Hanji for export to Japan.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. There's also the Jeonju Fan Culture Center and the Wontonbon Culture Center that focuses on old books and printing, especially Jeonju's unique woodblock printing. You can see demos, maybe even join a workshop.
Getting hands-on sounds great.
It is. And for a taste of traditional arts, you could visit the Jeonju Traditional Liquor Museum, learn about brewing, taste traditional Korean alcohol like moju.
Moju.
Yeah, it's a local specialty. Or enjoy a really serene traditional tea ceremony. Places like Gyeodong-daewon offer that.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful way to just slow down and soak in the local culture.
I love the idea of those workshops actually getting involved. And the village really comes alive with special